A few weeks ago, I went to Scottsdale, Arizona to the Barrett Jackson show, and during it, Toyota had a TRD Pro dirt ride experience. People got to ride firsthand in a Tundra, 4Runner, and the all-new 2024 TRD Pro Tacoma. Now I figured you guys might be interested in seeing the new Tacoma up close, so that's what this video will be. I did my best to get all the details on this new truck and talk to the Toyota product experts to see things like what's under the hood, what happened to the front seats, what's underneath the rear seats, what the new software is capable of with all the cameras, and so much more. And at the end, I'll take you along for a sneak peek of my ride in it in the dirt, which included some airtime. So unless you've been living under a rock, 2024 was the year of redesign for the Tacoma. And the TRD Pro is one of the top of the line grades that Toyota offers for this truck. Now, as a previous Pro owner myself, I'm happy to see that A, not only does it still exist with this new generation, but B, that Toyota has really beefed it up with a ton of new features and packages and options. But first, what I wanted to show you guys is, at the event, I had my own Tacoma, a 2019 TRD Off-Road, parked next to the two 2024 TRD Pro Tacomas. Even though mine is slightly modified, visually, there are so many ways that the Tacoma has evolved and changed now, but I do like that the DNA of the existing Tacoma is still present in the new generation. Despite sporting a smaller grille now, having these beefy, big angled fender flares, and a much sharper roofline, you still have that familiar styling of the high headlights, a tight body, and aggressive stance that I think makes a Tacoma look like a Tacoma. Now, when it came to the previous gen, a lot of people consider the TRD Pro just a suspension upgrade from the other grades, but that is not the case for 2024. You get about a 3-inch wider body over, say, the TRD Off-Road, SR5, and other grades, and the Pros now get equipped with things like rigid fog lights and an integrated TRD light bar in the Heritage grille, an ARB rear bumper and recovery points, a TRD Cat Black dual tip exhaust, TRD skid plate, TRD upper control arms, and so much more. And everything you're seeing in these clips is how this truck comes from the factory, so I was particularly happy to see large, aggressive 265/70 R18 Goodyear Wrangler Territory tires. And that being a taller tire than what came on the previous gen, it's awesome to see that the new Tacoma has wheel wells that support something bigger, since that's a popular upgrade for many truck owners. So what do you guys think? This is by no means an apples to apples comparison, but certainly interesting just looking at what's changed directly side by side. But there's so much more that makes a TRD Pro as capable as it is and live up to its name. So I talked to Jake, one of the Toyota product experts, who gave me a walk around of some highlight features that you'll find on a TRD Pro that you won't see on any other truck. All right, so we're on the dirt course right now, actually where we do this jump here in the TRD Pro. And I have to say, you know, for me, what's impressive about the jump, the fact that like in every single one of these trucks that you guys are running, you're doing it hundreds of times a day for 9 days straight. And every single time, like I was just standing watching, and these trucks, you know, they're all up in the air. You've got all 4 in the air. The fronts touch the ground first, and then the second the rears hit, you know, the truck just stabilizes itself. And I think that's a good testament to the suspension. We've got brand new suspension on this truck, Fox Quick Switch 3s.
Yeah, that's thanks to the Fox internal bypass shocks that are on all the TRD Pro models. On the Tacoma 2024, like Chloe said, we do have the Quick Switch 3, where you have an adjuster where you have 3 choices between hard for, you know, on-road driving, soft, which is kind of a medium, and then full soft, which is for jumping and full off-road use.
What setting were the Quick Switch 3s at for like this jump?
Yeah, we have them all on the softest setting, so that when, you know, we're landing, we have the best feel. We have a lot of passengers in the car. We're running 3-4 passengers in these at all times, and like she said, we're doing hundreds of jumps a day. over the course of 9 days, thousands of miles on these vehicles. Another cool feature is we have the hydraulic bump stops from Fox on the back of this. So like she said, when the front hits, fully absorbed, and then the back comes down, and then you have the standard bump stops, and then you also have those internal inside the spring Fox bump stops, which help really catch that fall.
And you can't forget about the new linked rear suspension too. Unlike my Tacoma with leaf springs, this new truck comes standard with this. Now I haven't driven the new TRD Pro, but on the other 2024 Tacomas that I have with the new linked rear suspension setup, it's a night and day difference. Check out my video of my first impressions to driving the TRD Sport and TRD Off-Road, and you'll see I certainly enjoyed the ride more. Speaking of suspension, not only is it working on the outside of the truck, of course, but with TRD Pro, you'll find something interesting about the front seats. They actually have shock absorbers. So another unique feature to TRD Pro and really any other vehicle in the market are the IsoDynamic seats. The seats, you can actually visually see them move with you, and it really helps stabilize and control, especially on this jump on the landing.
Yeah, and our drivers love it. It's really helping reduce their driver fatigue. You can dial them in based on your own weight, your personal feel. So every one will come with a pump, so you can change the pressure in both of the shocks in the back. And then also there's adjusters on each of the shocks, so you can change it from city driving, so it's a more tight feel, all the way to off-road driving, similar to how we've done the shocks on the four corners. You can also do that on your seat. So as we're doing these jumps, it's absorbing more impact, reducing the fatigue, and making it feel just overall better for the driver and the passenger in the passenger seat.
Now I can't say this is something you see in a lot of other trucks, but with literal shock absorbers behind the seats, a lot of people want to know, do these affect legroom in the rear? I think for me personally, Cody would be the one riding in these back seats, so I'm not too concerned about back seat space, but it is something worth mentioning. You know, in the TRD Pros, it feels like you compromise a little bit of the backseat space for your passengers for a better ride up front. I'm 5'5", and my legs have room when sitting with a 6-foot guy in front of me, but being short, legroom typically isn't a problem for me. My own Tacoma also suffers from a lack of backseat space without the IsoDynamic seats, but that's just an artifact of mid-sized trucks. Despite all of this, the new Pro interior has more than just a front seat upgrade. This rear view mirror can flip so that you can see what the rear camera is seeing. There are different drive modes to choose from, like Sporty, Tough, Smart, and Casual, that give the cluster a different design. Also, a heated steering wheel is nice for the wintertime. And perhaps my favorite, how many new camera views there are. Alright, so we're playing around with the TRD Pro a little bit.
Just one push a button.
I know! You have a
I didn't even know
full
this.
camera suite. It's insane. So you have to be going under 10 miles an hour to get a lot of these views.
There's a couple of raindrops on the screen, but...
Sure. But my favorite one is this one right here, like kind of the 360.
Oh, wow.
And as you press buttons, you get different views of the truck.
Okay.
And my favorite part is when you turn the tires, they actually turn on screen.
Let me see. Oh, right.
That's some software right there. You know,
That's
when you're
incredible.
driving, maybe you're pulling out of a parking spot or something, and you're trying to back in, and then you're coming out. It's like just nice that the cameras automatically come on.
Wow.
Or if you're off-roading, you know, you're going kind of up a trail or something. When you're going over those hills, you can't see what's over the hood, but you've got that front camera to help
Look
you
at this
out.
one. Show them this one. Because I just pushed the button, and this one has the ability to see the front view, and it's the tires, so you could be going right up next to a rock and see the right side and the left side front tire. That's incredible.
Yeah, super impressive.
Wow, look at that. You could see the turn. You could go right up next to a tire, pretending that yellow line's a rock or something. Wow, it's incredible.
Yeah, and a 14-inch
Look at all these
touch
different
screen
screens.
makes it really, really easy to see.
Well, the software in here is pretty incredible. I'm surprised that the camera can do so much. Technology. Wow, not my generation exactly, but maybe yours.
So I am a fan of the cameras, big 14-inch touchscreen, and multi-terrain monitor features alone. If you've been noticing too, the multiple TRD Pros at the event had the same features, but you could see there are several options for the interior styling. One is this TRD red, and the other is this black with red stitching. Both had heated and ventilated seats, and I think are equally as nice. And as much as I love the black because they're nice and covert, I think if I were to get a TRD Pro, I might as well go all in and get the red, so those would be my choice. Inside, the sound system is also upgraded.
Yeah, the TRD Pros come standard with a JBL Audio System, and they also have a really cool feature with a solid state battery in these, but not like you think. Let me show you.
Yeah, let's see.
So we actually have the JBL Flex, which is in the dash, and this, when it's in the dash, it's actually part of your audio system. But say you stop, you want to hang out, car's off, you can pull it out just like this, and this has a solid state battery in it. You can play your music and it'll sound great. The reason it has a solid state battery is that's always up there in your windshield, and as we know, cars, especially in the South or Texas or in the desert, can get really, really hot. So no danger of this exploding or having any issues because of that solid state battery from JBL. So really cool little feature here.
Yeah, nice little portable speaker. Nice to be able to, you know, take your music from inside the truck to wherever you want to go.
So Fox suspension, new seats, a refreshed interior with a better sound system, and new cameras is something a Tacoma owner like myself really appreciates. But the elephant in the room has to be the new engine. My Tacoma has a naturally aspirated V6, but that's changed in this TRD Pro.
Something we haven't even talked about with TRD Pro, and one of the highlight features of it is the iFORCE Max.
Yeah, it's exclusively powered by the iFORCE Max. So that means you have 326 horsepower, 465 pound-feet of torque powering this, 2.4 liter, 4-cylinder. It's a hybrid and a turbo. So the turbo is giving you the power, and then the hybrid's giving that instantaneous power to the wheels, the extra torque, extra horsepower.
Quite impressive figures for a mid-sized truck. Now, because of this hybrid powertrain, you'll notice that under the rear seats, you'll have less storage space due to the battery. There is still an open area behind two of the rear seats, which is where the stock jack is, but behind that third is the sub, so no storage there either in the Pro. Now, since TRD Pro is all about going fast and running through the dirt, as promised, here I am running the course for the first time with high-performance off-road driving instructor Jess. Now, to give you a rundown, this course comprises of this first turn, followed by this berm, another berm, and then the grand finale, some air time.
It's nice that there's different things too, because it just, you know, on one hand you can feel the handling characteristics of the suspension, you know, then on the jumps you can feel that you don't completely bottom out or lose control. Right. So there's a lot of different really good aspects that test out, put TRD Pro to the real test. Yeah, for sure. It's just, it's crazy what you could do in these stock trucks. Like stock tires, like nothing modified. Nope. This is like how it comes from the factory. It is.
And here's our first run.
I'm like, again. Okay. Take her back around. No traction control.
No, no.
Woo! That jump is so fun. Oh my gosh. I am like, my adrenaline's running so high right now.
Yep.
Oh my
Same.
god. I love driving with you. Oh my god, you killed it.
Thanks, dude.
Thank you.
Now, if that wasn't a thrill, then I don't know what is. Stay tuned for more of my thoughts about this ride, as well as my reactions to the 4Runner and Tundra on the dirt in my upcoming video. But I hope you guys enjoyed seeing some details on the 2024 Tacoma TRD Pro up close. You know, after just seeing what design and engineering choices Toyota made with it, what options it comes with now, and how they contribute to quite the off-road experience, this is, in my opinion, one of the best off-road trucks you're going to be able to buy soon. And after a day like today, this may just be my next Tacoma.